Okay, so I just finished watching Wind Talkers, the 2000 John Woo war film, Heroic Bloodshed film, and wow, it really is a behemoth of a war film. Um, Really shattering, to be honest. I mean, but if any war film that well, it wasn't really romanticized. I wouldn't say it's romanticized. It's not operatized, if that's a word, like things like Apocalypse Now and others. And it hasn't been, sterilized or whatever. It's still horrible, horrible, horrible things that, humans. Humans have done fucking just the worst. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, that's another video. Um, Anyway, I just wanted to. It reminded me of something that I'd been thinking about for a while, um, and watching, Asian films. We've been watching this great show on Netflix called Wu Assassins, which is, like at least 80%, 85% Asian Americans, and it made me think, and not just because of that, not just because of new immigrants from Asia into America, but the Americas are part of Asia. Like, forget about the dudes who came 600 years ago. That's nothing to do with the geography of the space. Like, it is the Pacific Ocean is Asia, and everything that is in the Pacific Ocean is Asia. And why did I think this? Well, partly it's because if you took a Native American and they should have, I don't know. Do they have a better moniker than that? That admits that they're an Asian people? I don't know. What I mean to say is, if you took a Native American person and a Filipino, many times you would not. For instance, the great Lou Diamond Phillips in the Young Gun films. Was he a Native American? Or was he a Filipino? Is he a Native American? Lou Diamond Phillips, this is a good question. Where do you think he's from? He's from the Philippines. Because the Philippines is part of America. It's weird, like, and because the Philippines are an island people, and it's quite clear that that was their jumping off point into continental America. I mean, no, I don't have the evidence, except to say that I might be right, I might be wrong, but that's just my feeling. And this leads me to Filipino racism. And no, I myself am not Filipino. My mother is from the neighboring parts of Asia, from a nation that does not exist anymore, to be honest. Wow, I never thought of that. Wow. Anyway, why I bring this up is because I remember when I was a child, at school, basically, and I think this is an experience that a lot of people have had when they grew up in Australia. When we were told about the Philippines, the first, and shown footage of the Philippines, what we were shown, not even predominantly, but almost exclusively, was shots of poor Filipino children wandering around garbage tips, looking looking for garbage to live on, scraps, whatever. And that was kind of what we were told, and that we needed to give them all this charity, and you know what I mean? Like, this is the poorest place in the whole goddamn world, seemed like. When maybe there's some truth to that, but it's not the truth. It didn't cover everything else that the Philippines are. And that I find that problematic because is it racism, or is it Catholic? Is it religious bigotry because they're a Catholic nation, and we're basically a COE Anglican country. At least we were back then. I don't know, but watching Love Diaz films, thinking about how the new wave was huge in the Philippines, and hey, why not? Let me see if I can find it. Should be able to find it. This is a case of new records that I've got recently. A really good album. Anyway, I'll find this record. Oh, God damn it. This is a cool record. The Time, Ice Cream Castle. I've decided to leave my records out. And give them a bit of breathing space, a bit of room. Can you see that? And this will allow me to focus in to get back in like this, I think. Yep, that should be right. Eurogliders. Interestingly, let's see. Can I get it on the dot? Yeah. So I think I'm just about to run out of space on my USB stick, SD card. I mean, I can't find it anyway. These dudes recorded this album in 1982 in Manila. Of course, people might know Eurogliders from their hit Heaven Must Be There. Well, I don't know what the song is off the top of my head, but and did you know Ricky Gervais? Do you know Ricky Gervais? I know him. I love him. And he had a band called he was in a band called Shiona Dancing. They never recorded an album. They did a couple of fire records from the beginning, but it never happened. What did happen was that record, their last single, or their second last single, blew the fuck up in the Philippines. Under a different name. Nobody knew who it was. Actually, look it up. It blows my mind, and it is a fucking killer song, man. It's one of my it's like my happy, melancholy, what do you call it? Bittersweet fucking like life anthem. Anyway, what I mean to say is racism of any type is fucking stupid, and we should really just, the only kind of racism that's right is when you really, really like another race and like irrationally, and not in to the detriment of anybody else, of course, because that's not the point. My point is like, I fucking love Koreans. Like my best friend in primary school was a Korean. Not in primary school, in high school was a Korean. Bless her heart. I love Korean films. I love some Korean music. I love Korean food. I love the people. They're a great thing. Did you know that cheese came to Korea in 1959 from Belgian missionaries? But what I mean to say is, I'm fucking racist towards Koreans. Like, I know that they're, you know what I mean? Like, they're fraught. But I love them, and I'll always give them, I'll always, give them the, benefit of the doubt. Okay. That's all we really need to talk about for now, and I don't know, but, I tend to think that I might be running out of space on this SD card, so I'll leave the rest of it for to do one last little thing tonight if I can, which would be nice. And you will look under this picture at New Netherlands Broadcasting and watch something else. Because I'm always here for you until I'm not. And, peace to the believers and the unbelievers, true as they may be.